Welcome back to my rewrite of the Masters 8 tournament. Today, Ash takes on Lance in the top 8. Who will win? Find out right now!
I'm here with you and there's nowhere I'd rather be. We'll get it done 'cause it's always you and me. We got the whole world in our reach, so together we can reach out to the sky. And through it all I will always be your tried and true.
We have a flashback to the night before the top 8 matches, as Kukui has wandered into Winden and has gone for a walk, and ends up running into Lance.
It's been a while, huh? 10 years.
Stop it. You'll make me feel old.
I guess time has flown by. Our battle at the Indigo League feels like forever ago.
Sure does. But thanks to my loss against you, I was able to realize my own dream. And Ash was the one who made it come true.
I see. I feel a similar way, believing in the next generation. To think that 10-year-old kid I met all the way back then and ended up here of all places. Fate's a funny thing.
Don't tell me. You're gonna let Ash win?
I thought you would have more confidence in me, Kukui. I'm not going to let my beliefs get in the way of my pride. Ash is going down. I'll make sure of that.
You can try, but that kid is strong. The last thing I do is underestimate him.
Trust me. I intend to give it my all.
The two old rivals continue talking into the night as the day of the top 8 approaches. And now we reach the climax of those series of battles, as Ash and Lance make their way to the stadium. Lance, it's surreal that we get to battle like this. I've admired you for a while, so I won't be holding back.
Neither will I. Now, Ash, let's give the world what they want. Show me your ferocity, your will to win.
It's finally time. Ash's first Masters 8 battle is here, against the Dragon-type Master and Kanto Jodo champion, Lance. And first up are Bulbasaur and Hydreigon. The battle seems pretty one-sided, as Lance takes the upper hand through sheer aggression. Bulbasaur tries to keep up with his attacks, but is having a hard time doing so, and eventually becomes overwhelmed by Hydreigon's sheer ferocity and goes down.
Don't tell me this is your limit, Ash.
Don't worry, I'm far from done. Ash's second Pokemon is Charizard, and the battle takes an immediate shift. Lance's Hydreigon is fast, incredibly so, but Charizard is just an entirely different beast. It's able to counter a majority of the Pokemon's attacks and deliver powerful blows, eventually taking it down. Lance then sends in his shiny Gyarados, who growls with all its might. The two exchange blow after blow, and despite the type disadvantage, Charizard is holding its own, but Lance decides to turn the tide of the battle.
Enough playing around. Gyarados, Dynamax!
Gyarados then Dynamaxes and starts to arise several max geysers, with the intention of hitting the now small target. Charizard is able to successfully dodge most of them, however only being attacked slightly, with one of his wings being hit. After the barrage of water attacks, Gyarados reverts back to normal, although gravely weakened. Charizard goes in for the finishing blow, but falters at the last minute as his wing gives out. Gyarados uses this opportunity to end things with Dragon Pulse, but Charizard counters with Flamethrower. The two attacks collide and hit each other, knocking both of the Pokemon out. In the audience, the others look on with intensity.
Man, I can't stop watching. They're neck and neck with each other.
Both are incredibly strong. It's honestly anyone's match at this point.
Well, I believe in Ash. I know he has it in him.
Yeah. Ash, you got this!
The climax of the battle is between Dragonite and Ash's Incineroar. That's right. Ash is using the Pokemon that symbolizes the rivalry between the Kanto Jodo champ and Kukui, a sort of pseudo-revenge. Kukui looks on with pride and awe, tears forming in his eyes. The battle begins and it's insane. Dragonite and Incineroar are incredibly strong, and their clash is full of pressure and sheer power. Lance seems to be gaining the upper hand, however, as his speed is slightly greater, and yet Incineroar tanks most of the attacks, delivering counters when he can. However, Ash decides that the battle has reached its end and pulls out his Z-Ring. Alright, Incineroar, let's finish this! Use Inferno Overdrive! The Z-move directly hits Dragonite, who falters but stands strong.
Ha! Such a trivial move won't take us down. Now, show us everything!
You're not stopping me! I'm gonna be a Pokemon Master! The Pokemon go in for one last clash, the pressure being exuded visually showing, whipping across the stadium. But eventually, a giant explosion occurs, and when the smoke is settled, Incineroar stands victorious. The crowd cheers as Ash realizes that he made it to the top 4. He's done it! He's beaten Lance! Lance reflects on his loss, looking at Kukui and smirking.
You're right, Kukui. It's time to leave things to the next generation.
Lance then comes up to Ash, shaking his hand, telling the young champion that now Alola, Kanto, and Johto rests with him. As this occurs, the top 4 is announced. Iris versus Leon and Ash versus Cynthia. It seems like the time for Ash and the Sinnoh champ to fight has finally come. Meanwhile, Giovanni spectates the battle from a private room, thinking to himself that Ash will be a marvelous opponent.
A meal for the winning champs! Cheers, everyone!
It's another night after the battle, and Ash, Iris, and even Leon are celebrating their wins. Brock whips up a meal for everyone. Everyone has a good time, as Ash catches up with Brock and Misty, Go talks to Kukui about his time as a professor, and Leon and Iris talk about their upcoming match. Just then, Cynthia approaches the group and joins in, staring down Ash.
I always knew you would make it this far. I can't wait for our battle.
Likewise, it's been a long time coming, so I don't plan to disappoint.
I, for one, am super excited to see what the two of you will bring to the table. But Iris and I intend to shine just as brightly.
You got that right. Ash, you better not lose. I want to see you in the finals.
Don't worry, no matter who comes my way, they aren't stopping me from the top. The champs and others continue to enjoy themselves. A little nice breather before the battles to come. The next day has arrived, and so is the top 4, and first up is Iris versus Leon. This battle is super important for Iris, as she wants to make it all the way to the finals. This battle is insane, with some crazy matchups. Dragonite versus Aegislash, Lapras versus Cinderace, Dragalge versus Rillaboom, Druddigon versus Dragapult, and a match between both trainers is Haxorus's. The battle comes to its climactic conclusion with a clash between Charizard and Iris's Salamence. The two Pokemon clash, a visual representation of the wills of the unbeatable champion, Dragon Master. The two fly into the air, delivering several blows, going so fast you wouldn't even be able to see them. Iris takes matters into her own hands and Mega Evolves Salamence, to which Leon counters with by Gigantamaxing Charizard himself. The first time of the tournament, the two deliver very strong blows with each other, but eventually ends with Salamence dodging a G-Max Wildfire and delivering a powerful counter, knocking Charizard off balance. However, the Pokemon regains its footing, and Leon and Charizard then seemingly emit a strange aura. It's not visually there, but just like Hop, Ash and Iris both sense it. It's akin to a strong resonance, a true showcase of the trainer and Pokemon's bond. It's ferocious, overpowering anything that challenges its might. Charizard unleashes an even more powerful G-Max Wildfire, completely dominating Mega Salamence and taking it out, securing Leon's spot in the finals. The crowd cheers as the two trainers shake hands. Iris is visibly upset, but Leon tells her to hold her head up high, that she was awesome out there. While Ash heads to the stadium for his match, he runs into Iris. Hey.
Hey.
Iris,
Ash.
Iris cries in front of Ash, letting the disappointment of her loss finally take over. Ash lets her cry out, and then comforts her. Iris, look, a loss is a loss, but you can't let it control you. You have to keep moving forward. Become stronger, and then try again. After all, That's what you taught me to do.
Ash, when did you become so mature?
Mature? Iris, what are you talking about? I'm still just a kid.
Right. Good luck out there. I'll be rooting for you.
Thanks. I'll do my best. The two rivals part ways, as it's time for Ash to finally settle the score with Cynthia once and for all. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Sonia and Magnolia receive word that Eternatus has gone missing from its seal. Something bad is about to happen. But what exactly is going on?